Sure. Just really quick on my part. Thanks for making us aware of this initiative. Robert was excited when he heard about the program through the Business Council, and we just ran with it. Well, Mark ran with it. So thanks for all your support in getting us through that. And we're proud to be part of that exclusive group of about, I think there's 130 members on your website right now of
Yeah.
certified green partners and growing. And I hope many more businesses join. I really am big into green initiatives. So this was very apropos. So thank you, Robert.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Robert, you muted?
Yep,
There you
I
go.
got to unmute myself. Sorry. So, like Ugo said, Danny, when you and I met, I don't remember when it was. I'm going to say 5 or 6 years ago, and you started telling me about the Green Business Partnership. I got really excited, thinking not only is this a wonderful thing for our business to do, but being that technology and green kind of coincide in a lot of different ways, I thought it would just be really fun and exciting. And it's really part of the DNA here at Progressive Computing to think innovatively, especially in this way. So not only how we can help ourselves, but in turn how we may be able to help some of our customers achieve their Green Business Partnership certification through technology, at least, those pieces of it. So yeah, I got really passionate about the idea. I brought it back. Ugo loved it, and the rest is history.
It's fabulous. And at some point, I never had the conversation that I wanted to have with you about the dashboard and that kind of thing. So, we're working with a web developer. I always wanted to make improvements. So let's, at some point after this celebration, I'd love to have that conversation with you guys too. Okay.
Great.
So excited. So on behalf of our staff and our partners, it's a pleasure to honor Progressive Computing for achieving Green Business Partnership certification. Sorry we can't be together in person, but this is kind of really nice. So Robert and Ugo, congrats to you, your green team, your entire staff on an incredible accomplishment. So the Green Business Partnership is a program of the Business Council of Westchester and Westchester County government, and Con Edison is a founding sponsor of the program. So we're thrilled to have, John Rabbits representing the Business Council. Laura Rizzo is on today representing Con Edison, and they'll both say a couple of words in a moment. But it's been a pleasure working with Progressive Computing, and I really have to give the shout out to Ethan Kravitz, who's the person who worked with you guys directly on behalf of our team. And, one of the really most important aspects of achieving Green Business Certification is organizational commitment. And you guys had that from the beginning. Without it, when leadership is not on board and not saying, hey, everybody, we're really, this is very important to us and we welcome your participation in working through the program, then it just doesn't work. So, one of the things that was really awesome that you did, because we're based on policy, action, and performance, and you guys took the policy suggestions and really made a very comprehensive environmental policy that can be shared by your entire, all of your staff. And I actually think, and it's cool because it's on our website. And I think that really is kind of a shining example for other companies to really follow what you guys did with the environmental policy. So you really took a deep dive into the requirements, and look forward to hearing Mark speak about some details about what you did, because, we can see a PowerPoint, but it's always so great for us to hear from you what your journey was and what your plans are for the future. So we are here. We're not going away, even though you're certified. This is only the beginning. We will work with you, encourage you toward any of your future improvements that you've set. We ask that all of our certified members continue to measure their greenhouse gas emissions year after year. And, we're going to look to you as leaders. Like you said, if you want to help any of your clients or just, give a presentation, we've got a big community. We have, our list. I keep trying to keep it at 2,000 to get the free MailChimp. But it's a really solid list, and we have a wonderful community, and they could really benefit from learning from your experience. So that said, I'd like to share my screen, and even though you have this in your hands, and I hope that you've taken your certificate and you've hung it up somewhere. But you know, if we were together, this is what I would be presenting you. And I always like to read what it says. So Green Business Certification presented on this first day of July 2020 to Progressive Computing in recognition of achieving Green Business Certification through visionary leadership, organizational commitment, and the successful integration of environmental sustainability into all areas of operation. And it is signed by the County Executive George Latimer, by Marcia Gordon of the Business Council, and by me. So with that, I'm going to now turn the program over to, I think, John, who's going to say a few words.
Thanks, Danny. Good afternoon, everyone. And just again, let me echo congratulations to Robert, Hugo, and the team at Progressive Computing for, as we've used this word a few times already in the last few minutes, the commitment. And that's really something that I think is so important for any business of any size to take on the certification project. Full disclosure, at the Business Council of Westchester, this is one of our proudest, one of our biggest and programs that we're most proud of. We're still going through the certification process. And Yvette Molina, who's our Director of Operations, is juggling 80 balls in the air, but this is one that, you know, we're all trying to help her as we get through the certification. So we know the time that has to go in to get the certification, to check all the boxes on the dashboard, and you guys did it, which is great. And look, Progressive Computing is a daily part of our life at the Business Council of Westchester. You support all of our IT platforms. You've bailed, I see Robert on the line. I see, you know, you guys have bailed me out when I've done something stupid on my computer, and 10 seconds later I'm on the phone with you guys and you're fixing it and getting it back. So you'll always have my appreciation for that. And I hope that you'll take the certification and spread the word. We need more businesses to really show their customers and their colleagues, and yes, even their competitors, that they have seen that being sustainable and doing this type of a certification program is important for the future. And our energy landscape in Westchester County is going to change dramatically over the next few years. So we need more businesses to take that role. So again, I want to congratulate Danny, Scott, Ethan, Yana, the whole team at Green Business Partnership for their just ongoing daily commitment, and it hasn't stopped even with the pandemic. They continue to reach out to their members and be of assistance to them. And also, since Laura's on the line, I want to thank Con Ed, Laura, Jane, you know, for their, you know, vision and their commitment to really helping this program continue to be a real powerful force of change in Westchester County. Thank you all. Congratulations.
I'd like to turn it over to Laura. Thanks, John.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you, John. Thank you, Danny, and everyone who's involved, and congratulations. This is a big achievement. I know I've seen the application or the forms of all the data that you have to put in, and certainly is a lot. I believe Jane Solnick, my director, is also on the line, but I'm here to represent Con Edison, and we've been a part of the Green Business Partnership since its inception. And, you know, we are strong believers of, you know, the green movement and moving towards sustainability and green infrastructure. So this is something we love being a part of, and we will probably continue to be a part of it for a long time. So we're not going anywhere either. This is a great public-private partnership we have with the county and the Business Council, so we really appreciate it. And we're just here to listen and learn a little bit about your business, and we're here if you need us.
Wonderful. Thank you, Laura.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So I think we're going to turn it over to Mark. Tell us a story.
Okay, great. So I guess I'll share my screen. Okay. All right. Everyone can see.
Yes.
All right. Awesome. Uh, so the start of our journey, I'd say, was about a year ago. We have quarterly meetings. They're called all hands meetings. It's one of the only opportunities where our whole team can be together in one space. Uh, so it was then when Ugo presented that, or let everyone know that we were a part of the Green Business Partnership now, and that we would be starting our journey to becoming certified, and that it required a lot more than just reminding our team to recycle, that there was a lot of different moving components to it that we'd have to slowly chip away at and work on together. And if everybody wasn't on board with it, then it just wouldn't work out. It's something that everybody needs to be striving towards and actively working at every day. um, so that was my first hearing about it, and we wanted to form a team. So I thought about for myself whether I'd want to do it or not. I know Robert had suggested somebody from finance would be a natural fit. I know myself, I'll do like the office supplies at our space. Like I'll order a lot of different whether kitchen stuff, bathroom, paper towel, little little things, copy paper. So I thought that was a natural fit for me, in that even if it's just green purchasing, like I'll dive into that and see what can be done. So once I started doing more research into that, and once the portal was made available to me, and I was going through all the action list items. Yeah, it was definitely a lot more than just reminding people to recycle, and I was really really impressed by uh, just how thorough you guys are, and just how much you care about uh, every aspect, whether it's organizational commitment, but energy, water consumption, transportation. You guys have thought of it all, and it was really nice for me, and a huge learning opportunity, where I personally didn't know much about green practices or much about recycling in general. So I always like to take on new challenges. I like learning new things. So I'm like, okay, this could be, it's always something I've been interested in. So now's the perfect time. And I've learned so much throughout the process, and getting to go through each action list item. Having Ugo with me, we would meet once a month, and him being the landlord of the building, in addition to CEO, helped. Uh, I, I felt helped us drastically in moving forward, and not getting stuck in places where I feel like I would typically be stuck in. Like he was great in telling us, the status of our company, the status of the building, what's feasible, what's not, what can be held off on, the right people to get in contact with. So that was a major help in the process. So this is our final report. Uh, I'll go through it briefly. Like Danny said, it's always nice hearing more than just looking at the slides and reading it. But this is a copy of our environmental policy, which I used your action list greatly. I went through each item and just sort of, went through each line that applied best to us, and all the mandatory required stuff, and any other line item that was optional that I felt fit perfectly into our company. So you'll see it split up into energy management, waste and recycling, green purchasing, and water conservation. These are some signs we posted around the office. We have little signs above the lights reminding people to turn it off if you're last leave a room. We clearly labeled recycling bins, just letting them know what can and can't go in. We're big on encouraging people to use mugs and dishes. We used to buy plastic cups all the time. Not so now we don't buy it at all anymore. We went from the water jug based system to the water cooling system, and yeah, so that's a little sign to remind people, thank you for using your mugs and dishes, but please put them away. Yeah, employee engagement, that's our green team at the bottom there. It's Ugo, myself, Kim from ops, and Jessica from sales and marketing. they've all been great in helping me whenever I needed them to. Jessica at the last second uh, just was able to do a social media post for me, and she's always been really a great champion in being a good role model and example around the office uh, when it comes to recycling or anything she sees. Yeah, landlord collaboration, which I spoke about earlier. There's our social media post. I was hoping to do some sort of Earth Day type event to celebrate. Unfortunately, because of COVID, obviously couldn't get to do that, but I hope next year we get to do something like that. Yeah, a little highlight on energy. All our office lights use LED bulbs. We now have regular maintenance of HVAC equipment, thermostats being set on a heating and cooling schedule. Waste and recycling, we made a lot of big changes here in terms of, for instance, K-cups, our coffee. We run through so much every day. And we purchase the Kirkland brand, the Costco brand, which is fair trade certified organic, but they're also recyclable K-cups. So we have, everybody chips in. Robert Chaffee's great at it. We have a little K-cup uh, K-cup cutter, easily disposes of it, separates what can be recycled and what isn't. We take those grounds. We have a church across the street that we get to, we'll dump it in once it fills up. Yeah, so that has been big. We have reusable K-cup filters. We use Call to Recycle for e-waste. It's not included on here, but we recycle our plastic bags. We keep a little baggie by the door. Everyone fills it up once, because everyone gets takeout all the time. And any plastic bags they have, they'll put in there. If they need to reuse it, they'll take it out. Once it starts filling up, someone who's going to Stop and Shop will pick it up and dump it there. There's more signs. Yeah, there's our K-cups. There's the little church garden across the street. Nice sign reminding people to recycle. And there's our e-waste container and little instructions next to it. Our green purchasing, there's 7th generation, which we use, which has been great. It's made up of 100% recycled paper. We use erasable whiteboards in our conference rooms. It's not mandated or anything, but I know about 4 or 5 of our team members use Rocketbook notebooks, and I actually got one personally for myself too. I use it, and it's great, incredibly environmentally friendly. It's just erasable. It saves it as a PDF, and you can email it. It's awesome. We love it. Yeah, mentioned earlier about the water cooling system and the K cups. That was a survey that went out about this time last year about whether our workplace is environmentally friendly or not. Majority of it is yes, but there were some no's. I do want to send out another survey sometime soon just to see if the answers have changed. Ideally, I would love yeses across the board, and just to think about how far we've come in just 1 year, all the little initiatives we've done, all the changes we've made. It's been great. And these last 2 slides are greenhouse gas inventory results, just from going through Con Ed bills and our waste companies bills and piling up, how much waste we use, how much water we use, going through QuickBooks and seeing, how many times people have flown on airplanes, how far, and these were the results that came of it. And hopefully, I will still each year go through and enter the results, because we have goals. We would like to reduce our waste by 5%, our energy consumption by 5%. If we could come close to, if we could achieve that, amazing. If we come close, that's great. I'd like to streamline our recycling process even more. An idea we've had is potentially an electric vehicle charging port for visitors and staff to use in our parking lot, because I know some people, at least on our team, has interest in electric cars. Continuing to lessen water usage by implementing low flow fixtures. The hot water piping, sealing air leaks in windows, doors, roofs, walls, all stuff we plan on doing. Things that, unfortunately, because of the pandemic, was put on halt a bit, but we still have on our list of things to do, and Ugo and I will still meet each month, and we'll run through items to go over. So those are our future goals, and that is our report. Yeah, it was just something that was a major takeaway for me, and something I'm really grateful for is just how on board our entire team was with this. I know initiatives and recycling can be sort of what's the best word? Or it could be tough for people. Like, I know it can be eye rolling, just having to remind people all the time, hey, why do you have that plastic cup in your hand? Or remember, wash that out, dump it in the recycling bin. And nobody ever rolled their eyes or like would give sass or anything. That's just like not our culture. And everyone was always so supportive and asking questions, and just really, really on board with where we were going. That was really helpful for me when I was working on this, and something that we wouldn't have even been able to get to this point without. So I was really grateful for that. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, that was fabulous. I can't tell you how much we appreciate just listening to what you just had to say. I mean, that is our ultimate goal, that it brings people together toward something that everybody cares about, that it's positive, you know, that you're bringing this stuff home, because you literally are bringing a lot of these practices home this year. And it makes us feel amazing as well, and kind of drives us to keep on going when we see and hear about something like your story. So thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Anybody else from the your team want to say anything?
I just want to publicly acknowledge Mark for all of his hard work. He really, he really championed this thing. So internally, Green Business Partnership, if anybody hears or sees that logo or those words, we immediately think of Mark McCallan. So I just want to publicly acknowledge him and all of his tremendous efforts over the last 12 months in getting us there. So thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Big time.
Yeah, I would say a hearty congratulations across the board. Yeah. So that's kind of a wrap. I wish that we could be together in person. Normally we'll do a tour of your office and you'd show us everything that you did and walk us across the street to the church and all those other things, which I think is awesome. But in lieu of that, this is really nice that we could do this together.
Can I interrupt?